I was formerly with the Young Turks as an intern for TYT Reports, their journalism side of things. And, people might not say that I was a real worker, but I did real work that wasn't paid for. But that's not really important. I joined the network because I believed in the mission, the vision, you might say, of progressive independent media. And while I feel like in the last few years, Cenk and Anna have not really been doing a good job at representing progressive independent media, I didn't really attack the network. And I've defended the network multiple times because other people were living up to that standard. Other people were trying to make that a reality. But unfortunately, Cenk and Anna are the two faces of the network, the two biggest names. When you think TYT, you think Cenk and Anna. And in the last few months, and even into the election, they've really been trying to push the network in a much more MAGA-friendly direction while they've been attacking left-winger, progressive, lefty, and they're burning every bridge in the book. It's pathetic. And I had to make a video talking about it because I'm a YouTuber and it sounds really good fucking content. Okay. Now this video is going to be split up into a few parts, one about Anna and one about Cenk, and I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. Anna Kasparian is a genuine fraud, okay? She's pulling a Dave Rubin and everybody could see it, even Piers Morgan. And she honestly seems genuinely bitter that Hassan Piker has surpassed her in every possible way when, he used to be under her at the Young Turks. She takes every criticism she receives for every dumb thing she says as a personal attack. She never learns from it. She's burnt every bridge with everybody on the left. And that's honestly why she's pulling a Dave Rubin, who she correctly called out back in the day. But because she can't make much friends on the left, well, she can get a lot of praise on the right for praising right-wingers and shifting her positions. She was recently on Glenn Beck, I think, praising Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, for human trafficking immigrants across the country, lying to them, saying that there's a job ready for them when there wasn't in these random different locations in the country. She's praising human trafficking now because a Republican's doing it. But yes, Anna, the left is your enemy. The left is a cult. They're too mean to you. And MAGA, well, we can work with them, as they cheer on an oligarch, the richest man in the world, Elon Musk pushing tax cuts for the rich and deregulation, the base pushing mass deportation, Donald Trump himself pushing ridiculous inflationary tariffs that's going to burden the regular working class people of this country, tax increases for the poor. But I didn't consider this. They agree with her when it comes to crime, pretending that it's up. They agree to her that trans women pose a potential threat in women's spaces. Which, by the way, when you're talking about trans women and you're talking about women's spaces, if it's not spaces that they should be allowed in, that implies in your view that they are not women. And while I disagree with that, her new fans agree with it. And right-wingers would never be mean to Anna Kasparian. There's no history there. Now, Cenk Uygur's an interesting guy. I liked him for many years. Honestly, I'm going to catch myself here. Honestly, I think I was a little sexist because I was giving Cenk a lot more breaks than I was giving Anna simply because I like Cenk more. But if you add up all the things, especially after the election, that Cenk's been saying and that Anna's been saying, honestly, you can make an argument that Cenk's been saying more dumb shit. Now, Cenk's been pushing this whole reaching out to the populist right bullshit, and it's exactly that. It's bullshit. There's no populist right. There's also no three wings of the Democratic Party. Cenk keeps pushing this idea that, there's three wings of the Democratic Party. The 2016 Bernie Sanders economic populist, there's the insiders, the establishment, and there's the identitarians, essentially the woke crowd that only care about identity politics, I guess. But there's no three wings of the Democratic Party. There's the progressives and the fucking idiots. There's Bernie Sanders, AOC, Chuck Rocha, Greg Casar, many good people. But of course, there's also the Clinton staffers, the Bill Maher's, the James Carvilles, and of course, the Cenk Uygurs. Wokeness did not lose this election, and those who keep pushing that it did are distracting from the issues that Dems should focus on. Pushing more class consciousness, talking about the economic issues across all 50 states, talking to people where they are, and as Tim Walz says, without abandoning your progressive values. Look, as the establishment showed, just because Kamala Harris essentially adopted the 2016 Donald Trump immigration plan, she didn't win the anti-immigrant vote. She just lost the pro-immigrant vote. They didn't show up. We had less Democrats come out because they were afraid. They didn't fight because they were afraid of the pushback. Ironically, Just like Cenk, who's afraid of pushback about, say, trans sports. As he showed when he was on Hassan's stream, he likes to talk about it. He's talked about it multiple times. You know what you're supposed to say, honestly, when someone brings up trans sports as an issue? You talk about Gaza. You talk about the 60% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. You understand that they use these issues as wedge issues, as a distraction. So you call it out as a distraction and talk about the real issues, right? You and Anna have been simultaneously jerking off MAGA as populist when we already seen that Donald Trump has a record. Anna was hyping up Trump's labor secretary pick as a gift to the Teamsters, but now he's about to pack the National Labor Relations Board with corporatists. Again, we've seen his record. Why does Anna, besides trying to grift to the right, feel the need to give Mr. George W. Bush on steroids, Donald Trump, credit for one cabinet member who will have a whole cabinet and a president against her? And finally, this goes out to both of them, man. This war on the left shit is pathetic. You've been respected and handled like children by folks like Emma Vigeland, who have personal reasons for showing y'all love. And even when Anna was on her objectively stupid shit about birthing persons and Hassan, everybody held back, including myself. When people asked me while I was an intern about what was going on, I defended the Young Turks. You know, I said, I think they just kind of have a problem with the optics of the statement. I defended y'all because I expected you guys to be better. I believed in the company mission to be the home of progressives. And now the home of progressives, the house, the studio, the building itself, is now the Poly Market Studio in LA. Really, brother? As he would say. You allowed the company funded by Peter Thiel, a right-wing, genuinely autocratic, anti-democratic freak who made J.D. Vance's career. You've allowed his money to be part of the Young Turks. An investment in the Young Turks. You don't think they see you as part of their broader political project? It's genuinely beyond me. It's genuinely pathetic. You're not progressive media anymore. You're not even independent media. David Pakman, who runs his show in a very business-like manner, is significantly more progressive independent media coded than the Young Turks. You are the corporate media. Now, I believed in the Young Turks, and I still believe in the mission, and if the union got a strike or do whatever they can to whip Anna and Cenk back into shape, or honestly kick them out of the fucking network, they should do it. They should do it. And whether they do that or not, whether the Young Turks goes continuing down this MAGA rabbit hole, there's actual independent shows out there and creators out there that'll actually continue to live up to the mission of that random progressive radio show that popped off in 2002. I believe in that. I believe in independent media. I believe in progressive media. And whether or not Cenk and Anna want to be part of that fight, it doesn't really matter. Because we're still going to fight it. As we should.